Hello and welcome to the Social Recruiting Show. I'm Katrina Collier. I speak and train on social media, and I'm joined by my employer branding rockstar, nerd, whichever you wish to be this week, Audra Knight. And we're also very excited to have one of the craziest guests we're bound to have. I don't know what he's talking about. Jim Stroud, who officially is the Senior Director of Recruitment Strategies and Support at Randstad SourceRight. I just call him a sourcing god, and I'm very honoured that he's joined us here today. So welcome, Jim.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
So, Jim, obviously we know all the fantastic work that you've done, but if for anyone that's watching this or here today that doesn't know of you, if it's possible, can you give them a bit about your career? I mean, from Microsoft, and the video work that you kind of did back then was pretty forward-thinking to what you're doing now at Randstad.
Thank you. I've been involved in sourcing since 1997. That's what, 19 years, 18 years? A long time.
Audra wasn't even born yet.
That's not true.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for putting that in perspective. I've worked for such companies as Microsoft, Google, Siemens, MCI, and a string of startup companies. I have emceed SourceCon, the premier global sourcing conference, 3 times. Been a keynote speaker there a few times as well. Also emceed MREC, the Mobile Recruiting Conference. I've spoken at several conferences around the world, such as Sourcing Summit Europe, Sourcing Summit Asia, True London. I host a YouTube show called The Jim Stroud Show, where I talk about recruiting and sourcing issues. I've hosted several podcasts over the years. One of them I have now is called It's All Recruiting. Published a magazine, author of 3 books, and I pay people to say nice things about me, such as Audra and Katrina.
That's very good. And you basically have no time to get any sleep because you're too busy doing all of that.
Well, I sleep when I'm dead.
So the next time I know you and I are both sharing a stage is Sosu in Asia, Singapore.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
So excited. What are you speaking about?
I'm going to surprise you.
Topic?
I'm going to surprise you,
Okay.
which means one of 2 things. Either I don't know.
I don't know either, to be fair.
Or I want to surprise everyone.
Okay.
I'll let you decide which one that is.
So, Audra, the last time he spoke, he gave the most moving talk about employers should be grabbing in people with Asperger's and autism. You made me cry. It was very embarrassing. I was emceeing and ended up tears. That was very moving.
How do you source for that?
How do you source for that? Well, there are a lot of organizations out there, like Autism Speaks, for example, that you can network with. And I would suggest going through organizations like that to find that particular skill set. There are also actually organizations out there who actively recruit and place people with autism and other neurodiversity on company sites to do a lot of software testing and technical jobs, because stereotypically, people with that type of neurodiversity are very good at programming computers and testing things out and things like that. So there are different companies out there that focus specifically on placing autism workers in software testing.
I found it so moving, Audra, because my brother has Asperger's. And the fact that back then when he was diagnosed, which was like 20-something years ago, there was no support. So it was so lovely to see the change of direction that it's going.
Yep.
So I also feel, though, that you need to explain this whole Jim Stroud wins and this Balish wins. And obviously now we've got Martin Lee wins. Because it's been a little bit of an enigma for some people. What are you guys up to besides smoking weird stuff in the office?
Well, my very good friend Balash Parakse works alongside me at Randstad SourceRight. I'm in America and he's in Budapest, and he runs a sourcing center there. And so we had a big celebration. Randstad, our employer, has been around 55 years, and we had a big celebration there. And just after that celebration, we were sort of standing around saying, hey, let's do something fun and let's challenge each other. So we decided to put together a video where we challenged one another in sourcing strategies. And we had the hashtag Jim Stroud wins if people thought that my strategies were superior. And he had the hashtag Balash wins if people thought his was superior.
I assume you won because people can't spell Baelish.
The truth comes out at last. And actually, I'm taking too much credit. A lot of it came from our marketing department, who had the idea as well. So they thought it was really fun.
So who did win?
I'm going to say me.
Uh-huh.
Does anyone else hear anything different? No? Okay, I don't hear anything different, so I'm going to say it was me. Blanche came in second, which is, no shame in coming in second.
Yeah. It was a really well done video. Did marketing produce it, or did you help?
Balash and I both contributed our ideas, but it really was marketing's baby. Yeah.
Awesome.
Which is very cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I know you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know you. I know. Quick, while I can. I know you and I have had many conversations about actually the finding people bit isn't so difficult now. It's actually easier. But obviously, you're going to come up with some screwball ideas. But actually, before we came on, you mentioned retention. So I'd be quite curious before I forget to say it, to say what your thoughts are on that, because obviously more and more people are getting on the internet. So.
Yeah. Retention is a huge issue. I've read, and I think I alluded to some of this at the Social Summit Europe, how there are a lot of studies out there that shows that the most difficult problem in HR is finding people. There's a labor shortage, talent shortage rather.
Yep.
So recruiting is number one, but number two biggest issue around the world is retention. So a lot of companies are trying to figure out ways to keep the people they have, because it's cheaper to keep their talent than to keep going out there and finding people. So I was doing some reading on how different companies have been approaching this retention issue. And I want to bring some of them to your attention and to the audience's attention.
Yeah, be awesome.
One, there is a new trend. I'm looking at my notes here as I look off to the side.
You made a new. What source doesn't have a cheat sheet?
And I'll be sure to share my notes after the presentation as well with anyone who wants them.
Thank you.
But there's one new benefit that is trending up. One is it's called student debt repayment. So there are some who will say, I'll pay up to $10,000 of your student debt. And some would pay higher. And I read about that in Bloomberg. So I thought that was very interesting, because a lot of people have a lot of student debt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really attractive perk. What do you guys think about that?
Well, actually, even here in the UK, it would still be relevant. I guess it depends on how old the person is you're trying to retain.
Yeah?
I don't have student debt.
Yeah, in the US, it's extremely common, but I guess probably less in Europe. But here, it's crazy.
I mean, they do charge for university now, so I think it's $9,000 a year. So people do end up with student debt, but I guess it's how long do you guys keep it most of your career? Then you're still paying it back.
So bad.
I know there's some people in the middle age group are still paying on their student debt.
What, like you and I, Jim?
Yeah.
Katrina, do you know how expensive it is over here?
No.
Ugh. How much?
It could be very high. You could probably buy a car or buy 2 or 3 cars.
Wow.
A year.
Some debts.
Yeah. All right. Actually, Cameron's is really valid point. In Scotland, of course, the education at university is free.
Oh. My kids are actually British citizens, so I'm going to make sure they go to school over there.
They can go and stay at Cameron's house.
There you go.
He's got a spare room.
Perfect.
Just what he wants, a student.
Very cool.
The guys at Vifish are so cool. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Now, here's a perk too.
So what else are they coming up with?
Yeah, here's another perk too to see what you like. Johnson & Johnson offers their employees a private concierge. So if you need someone to run a quick errand for you and you don't want to take time off to run to the supermarket or pick up your laundry or whatever, they'll have a concierge come by and do your errands for you. So you can just focus on work. What do you think of that? How cool would that be?
That would be quite hard to walk away from, wouldn't it?
I think that's the point.
But would it make you stay?
I think if you get used to it. If you get used to it, it's
say
not
you're
hard.
up to $10,000 more. Actually, let's make it $20,000 more. Are you going to stay because you've got a concierge?
I think it would take a combination of different things.
The culture for me.
Definitely.
If there's a terrible culture, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't be as exciting. But if I like the culture and I had that perk, hey, I'm in.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, there was a Gallup poll research that I read recently that said people are 7 times more likely to stay at a job if they have a lot of friends there. So companies that do a lot of team building exercises, take trips together, whatever, or do a lot of things together, or even doing things as basic as having the same lunch hour. I've seen this work in various call center environments when companies have, everyone have their lunch, or most of them have their lunch at the same time. It builds cohesiveness inside the group.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I know that, look here, I know, who is it? Is it Evernote? I think it is Evernote. No, it's Mattel. Mattel will, every company gives you like time off or personal time off, but Mattel will give you extra hours if you want to attend some kind of field trip with your kid at their school, or to attend some kind of school function. They will say you can have up to 16 hours part-time to go to any school-related absence or field trip with your kid. Awesome. That's pretty cool.
How's that going to work with my children?
With your dogs?
So we got some good comments going down the side here as well. Okay. So Julie, oh God, no, someone just had another comment and it moved. Whoa. Okay. Oh, so hang on. What's she written above it? Oh God, no, hang on. There's a whole conversation going on and I've missed it. So in Poland, this is from Kasia. In Poland, you'd only pay for uni if you had bad grades. Oops.
That's interesting.
So then every company has concierge, so you'd stay at the one which has the best. Oh yeah, that's true. Become very posh concierge from that. Friends is a big one. Karen has written, not me. I need to love what I do. If I don't, no money will keep me there. Absolutely agree with that.
Interesting.
And take your dogs. Take your dogs in, because I was just at Zalando Tech in Germany and obviously forgot about my clients. As soon as I saw the dogs, I was off. It's such a great environment.
Cameron has a good idea. The flexible working. A lot of companies are doing that now, but they're mentioned Buffer. They work all over the place from home, very flexible. I think more and more companies are doing that. Do you think it works and it's successful, Jim?
Oh, yeah. There's actually a perk around that I was going to bring up. The company is called Software Advice. Once you work there for so long, you get the perk of working abroad. So they will pay you to work anywhere in the world
Did you just say
for 1
working
month.
abroad? That's not what I heard. I heard working my bra.
No, I said working abroad.
It's late here in London. Let's put it that way.
So if it was me, for example, they would say, we're going to put you up in Brazil for a month, and you can just work virtually from Brazil for a whole month. And I think, man, that is an awesome, awesome perk. And
because you've got client meetings, so you can't do that. I pretty well could do that. I'd have to schedule my training around it, but I could just wherever.
No,
look at this technology. This wasn't here a year ago, and we're having this video chat. You guys are in the States. I'm here in London. It's easy. It's very clear.
This is very cool. Yeah, I do like Blab. But actually, I think, just as a side note, I think Blab should do something that Twitter just started doing. Twitter has the Periscope app. And now, this past week, I read that they are now allowing you to post your Periscopes inside your tweets. So people who are tweeting you, who follow you on Twitter, can see your Periscopes live on your Twitter feed. I think Blab should do the same thing, or they're going to start missing out on some opportunities there.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
There's also a great tool called Catch, Katch, which will actually record your Periscope so they don't disappear. Because your Periscope and your Meerkat disappear. And that one will keep it. When I tried to do it, I failed. And I know Job Hop Julie jumped up and said something in the middle of it. And I freaked because it's the first time I'd ever used it.
Are you on Periscope, Katrina?
Yeah. I don't know how to use it officially. Wow. It was very funny. So I was in this Bavarian restaurant trying to take this video. And she popped up and I'm like, oh no, what do I do with it now? How do I answer? It was so funny.
Jim, do you use Periscope?
I do from time to time. I haven't used it in a while, but I did use it quite a bit last year, and I was doing it to demonstrate something that I saw Hootsuite do, which I thought was really cool. Hootsuite has offices all over the world, and one thing that they did, they arranged a worldwide campaign where different people would do a Periscope showing a day in the life of working at the different offices.
Yeah.
And by the time they had finished, they had given virtual office tours to, I think, 10,000, 14,000 people or so around the world.
Very
know,
cool.
and I thought, man, what a great recruitment advertising campaign for $0.
Yeah.
You know, you had to time it right and notify your Twitter followers and all that kind of stuff, but still to reach thousands of people for free and give them a virtual tour. And then while they were doing, because I happened to catch it in real time when they were doing this, people were asking them questions. What's it like to work there? You know, do you have any openings? How cool is it there? What kind of work do you do? Stuff like that. Awesome way. And that's actually an awesome way to source creatively, because they really were getting passive candidates that way.
Yeah, and I think because it goes back to the very personal touch. Somebody was holding that phone, person to person. That just and so creative. Do you see that increasing, like all this kind of live streaming and video? And I know you were trying to get me to do 30-second videos every 3.5 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just add it to the list. But do you see that in the future being really important?
I do, and I like to see because it's half of the traffic online from this report. I think I read from, was it Ericsson? I think it was, or no, it was from Cisco. Cisco, about how half of the internet traffic is video. I mean, people watch video all the time, you know, more than anything else online. So it's becoming more and more important that companies leverage their video, because I think what companies should do is just look at what the consumer market is doing, and since you know the consumers are doing it, see if you can adapt that to the recruiting strategies that you do. You know, there's this one. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just thinking, it's interesting because I know, but we love you. It's interesting. What would we do if you didn't talk a lot? But interesting that the videos are getting shorter and shorter. Like 30 seconds is just perfect, isn't it? And we used to cope with 2 minutes. Yeah, for some crazy reason, and you mentioned it before we came on, that Twitter is considering having this longer tweet. So do you think that recruiters will use that to be a bit more creative sourcing, or do you think they'll just post their jobs out there because they think it's a job board?
I think the overall masses will just post jobs along with it. But I think the ones that'll be more successful will use it as an engagement tool in the conversation that is meant today. You know, I'm curious too.
Blinking blog,
I'm thinking too that I'm wondering when it rolls out how it'll be leveraged. I mean, I've read that you'll still see the 140 characters, and you'll be able to link to click that says read more to see the rest.
Right.
I'm wondering what will be really cool to me is if you put in your text there and you can search those other 10,000 characters. I think that'll change the game quite a bit too, you know, and especially since Twitter's playing nice with Google these days, right?
Yeah.
It won't change again, but they're playing nice. Yeah. So if people are having popular retweets and hashtags and conversations on Twitter, and it's additional information they can put in there, when people are searching on Twitter or searching on Google, increase chances of being found.
Of course.
You know,
so in that respect.
Yeah. I think that'll change the game quite a bit, you know, which is really interesting that they're doing this, because one thing I had seen, and one thing I did myself at a few conferences, is that since you only have 140 characters on Twitter, one thing that I would do, and other people I've seen have done this too, they will write out or type out whatever it is that they want to say and take a picture of it. And so they would just post that picture, you know, giving it automatically, you know, more characters to look at, but it's a picture instead of text. So I think that might be why Twitter is changing that. They need to do something. Their stock price, although I would still buy Twitter at this time because I love Twitter so much, it's actually my favorite social network. Yeah. But their stock price is really tanking. They need to do something. So I see this as a way to. Oh yeah, their stock is.
I think a lot of the problem is though it's quite hard to target people because they're not filling out their bios. And they haven't necessarily got, like Facebook, they can work it out by your interests and how you're engaging. They've got a lot more data to play with. I think Twitter's missed the boat there. Yeah. So, for example, I mean, as you know, I've just got named on a certain list. So my Twitter following has just surged in the last 24 hours. So I'm going there. And I know damn well these people are recruiters, right? So I'm opening up every one and I'm just going, oh, what do you do? Where do you work? Why are you making it so hard? So, you know, we are using it from a recruitment point of view and filling out our bio, putting our location, putting a link to our jobs, you know, and I'm having to dig to work out which list I'd like to put them on. So I, you know, make sure I keep in touch with them. It's like, so therefore I think Twitter misses out from an advertising point of view because we're not doing the basics of just putting a bio. Some people just write, I love it when the sun shines. And you're like, why is anyone going to follow you if that's your bio? They want to know why you're here.
Well, what do you think of this, Audra? Because I've seen Facebook do this, and Twitter probably could do this. On Facebook, they I forget the official term for it, but I call it a nag. So on Facebook, it'll say, "What school did you go to? Did you go to this? Did you go to this job or whatever, that kind of thing?"
Yep.
And Twitter could do the same thing. When you go to Twitter,
Yeah.
hey, did you fill out your bio?
Yeah.
Or you don't really have a picture there,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yep.
What do you think? Should Twitter do that?
I think
Yeah.
absolutely that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But also, I think they're lacking a bit in customer service and sort of community. Like Buffer, I love how they jump in and they join groups and they make connections. Twitter, there's like no one behind it. There's no customer service. I feel like that's a big problem for me. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I think they could improve that for sure.
Buffer are amazing. I downgraded my account and they asked me why. And I'm like, look, I'm just not using it, but don't worry, I tell all my clients. And this went on. And 8 months later, they sent me a mug signed by the CEO because I was tweeting at them going, I want a mug signed by the CEO. I have one on the shelf behind me.
I have a shirt
wow,
that they sent me.
cool.
Yeah, they sent you a shirt. They're the coolest. And you know who the guys are behind. You'll find the people behind and they will tweet with you. It's really, really cool. Do you want to read the question from Karen or will I?
Sure. Let's see. Okay. What do you think is the barrier that Twitter doesn't work in other countries, such as mine? You mentioned that before, Katrina, that some countries just don't use it.
Romania don't use it either. Israel.
Really? Well, first let me just wave at Karen as a friend of mine. Hi, Karen.
Yay! She's beautiful.
My initial, she said, hi. My initial response is, I don't know, but my guess would be that I would ask how popular are mobile apps there in Israel, like WhatsApp or Line.
Yeah, how big's Instagram?
Yeah, because I would think
Extremely.
Yeah, so maybe it's a situation that people aren't thinking of Twitter as a mobile app as opposed to thinking of it as another social network. Because I tend to think a lot of times of Twitter as a mobile app because I basically use it the most on my phone. So probably Twitter may want to start marketing itself as more of a mobile app, a social network that's on mobile more so than on web, which is how I think people generally think about it over here.
But I also think you've got to have that. She was delivering some training on this morning. And she's going, I just don't get it. And it's like, you've got to have a strategy to use Twitter. You've got to have a reason. You can't just go on and start tweeting. You won't get anywhere. You've got to go, okay, right, I'm using it for recruitment. So I'm going to look fabulous, share great content, share photos and attract people, plus go find them. So it all makes sense. But with Instagram, you don't need to do that because you're immediately sharing photos about interests usually. And you start off like that and it just grows. And I think that's why Instagram's doing so much better. It's got 400 million users now. So I get why countries like Romania and Israel perhaps are using those in preference. Do they have their own platform of preference? Who, Julie? Who?
Maybe Israel?
Oh, I see.
Israel.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
What's the hottest social network in Israel? Facebook?
Yeah. But Jim, on the note of Twitter, I was curious about if you could talk about sourcing Twitter lists. I think that's awesome. I love it. And you've probably done that, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, I like sourcing Twitter. I like that. I think that's another function that Twitter has that they're not really taking advantage of. I don't know why I can't search for Twitter lists on Twitter. And for that matter, I don't know why I can't search people's bios on Twitter. When I look for people's bios, I use a third-party tool like Manage Flitter, which is an awesome tool.
I love Manage Flitter.
I don't know Manage Flitter. Check them out. They have a good podcast too.
I'll share the link. The reason it's so cool is you don't even, you can just hover and check what the results are. And then, sorry, I'm sharing the link at the same time, before you even click through. And you can work out that they're tweeting because obviously you don't want to follow a dead account.
Yep.
That's cool. Do you use Electoral HQ for your Twitter list?
No, I never even heard of that. Electro HQ?
Man. Oh my God. I just taught the sourcing god something. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is that big in UK or something?
You know what that blog's going to be, Jim? Remember we talked about this at SourceCon, my blog. Jim Stroud reads my blog and I taught him something. So Electoral HQ, you just go up to ignore everywhere it says spend money. Oh God, maybe I didn't. Oh,
I got a weird message when I clicked on it.
Oh,
What kind of site are we going to here?
Yeah. I'm going to get in trouble here.
That's really weird.
I'm at the office. I want to get called by
Maybe
HR.
their website's down. Maybe their website's crashed. It was working 2 days ago. But you go up to the top and you search. But of course, you can X-ray search for Twitter lists as well.
Yeah.
But
it's weird that it's so hard.
Yes.
I was just saying, it's crazy that you can't search them.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
You could, and they got rid of it.
I wonder
They had the feature, and it used to come up as timeline, and they just got rid of it. So,
Really?
yeah.
wonder why.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without
for
my
a
Twitter
short
list.
period of time. I don't even notice that.
I love my lists. I wish I'd started at the beginning.
Do you ever, speaking of lists, you ever look up Google Plus circles? Is anyone ever, actually a quick poll, how many people are active on Google Plus? I used to be, but I'm not on there that much.
Oh, active? No.
Yeah.
I mean, we use it a lot internally here, but
Yeah.
outside of work, I don't really use it that much.
So the worst thing was that the source, it's great, like you can find people, but they're not necessarily active. But then when you go into the communities, you can see people are still using it. So it's like it's a bit of an enigma. But I hate the new interface. I couldn't find my Hangouts at all the other day, and someone was messaging me on Hangouts, and I'm like, I can't find them. Where the hell's they gone? I was stressing, and it was just.
The good thing I like about Google Plus is, what I like about Google Plus is that when I find somebody there, I can contact them. I can send them a message. It's fairly easy to do so.
Most people, not all.
Most people, yeah, if they have it turned on, and most of them do.
I was doing developer headhunting, so of course they weren't. They turned it off. They know better.
I feel like it's really just good now for SEO to have a profile for SEO, but I feel like less and less people are using it, but maybe that's just where my area.
Well, it used to be it was so important as a blogger to have the authorship, and then they got rid of that. Yeah, that's what kept people active on there and sharing stuff. And I used to get really good traffic through, and now it's like, well, what's the point?
I did too. I did too. It really, I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, and this Blab is actually taking over Google Hangouts. Everyone's saying because it's so much easier and less buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone I've been on my voice, you can see like I'm talking, or you can hear, but the lip isn't syncing.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think the lip's syncing very well today. Google Plus is like the gym. Everybody joined and nobody still goes. Martin Lee.
I like that.
I wish you could just tweet. I just want to tweet that. They need to add that as a feature. Tweet
that's good.
Comment. I love that. But you can still find people there. That's the good part. Which is cool.
Start there.
So I know you were doing some research beforehand because you wanted to come up with some uber creative ideas, because we've just taught all the bloody boring mainstream ones, haven't we? That's got to be something different.
Well, there is people who do you use Snapchat?
I do, but not as I want to get more into it. I'm only a beginner.
Yeah. Are you big on Snapchat, Katrina? And I'm not big on Snapchat.
I'm officially too old. We've had 2 guests that have tried to convince me to get on Snapchat, but I just keep going, nah. Isn't it for sending naked pictures or something?
It used to be, not anymore.
It used to be, but it's grown since then. But I bring them up because they have this thing called GeoFilter, which is a free thing. And so how it works is when you find a picture, you can move a filter over it and make it grainy or different images. And then if you, depending on where you are, you have the option of putting a certain filter that has a message on it. So if I were on the Pinterest campus and using Snapchat, and I want to find a filter to accent my photos, I will see a filter that says, are you feeling pinned down? Maybe you should be working at Snapchat, and that would only appear if I was on the Pinterest campus. Likewise, if I was on the Uber headquarters on their campus, I would have different filters to choose from, and one filter would be, are these people driving you crazy? You should be working at Snapchat.
Didn't Snapchat do that themselves?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jose has just appeared. Holy crap.
Yeah, but anyone can send in artwork and coordinates. You just have to make sure your artwork is approved.
I don't know why he's put a half-naked woman there. Jose, what are you doing?
But thank you for that.
Distract the crowd.
Is that Beyonce?
It's a nude snap.
I don't know.
No, she's not. I don't have
Oh,
a new
it's
Snap.
a reply to
I have-
Cameron. I don't know why.
No, he's just saying hi. She's
she's
saying
saying hello.
hey.
Yeah, she's really saying hello because
Oh.
we're all watching her mouth. Right. Anyone
Never
watching the
knew that.
replay later will be like, what? This is why you have to tune in live because the side channel
Yes.
is so funny.
Jim, do you Snapchat for recruitment purposes these days?
For
Do you
recruitment
use it?
purposes? No.
Yeah,
But
but you do use it personal.
No, I haven't used Snapchat.
He makes his
in a
wife
while.
very happy.
Uh-oh.
Too much information. Too much information.
What?
No,
What are you talking about?
I don't.
Anyone who's joined
lost
us for
my
the
train of
first
thought.
time will be going, what the hell? Hey, I've just seen that Mr. Richardson's on. Yeah, hey. Sorry, I'm just seeing who else is on. Right, sorry, keep going.
No, I haven't used Snapchat in a while. I used to use it quite often.
Yeah.
But I've sort of fallen off the bandwagon. But what I did like about it is that for the user of Snapchat, I see why it was valued so high because when someone sends you a notice that you have a Snapchat, you sort of look at it. There's no pressure about keeping it or it deletes automatically. So when advertisers send out a message or something creative, it's almost, I'm going to say guaranteed, but it's a very strong chance you're going to look at it for like 5 or 6 seconds, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then it's gone away. So you think, okay, I'll look at it for 6 seconds. I'll give you 6 seconds of my life, whatever. Then it's gone. So that's a more valuable advertisement to me because it says that they actually paid attention to what I showed them in order for them to see it.
Yep.
You know?
You're getting props from Jose because he loves it.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He
still
brings it
trying to
to,
convince me.
He uses it at career fairs, I think, and gets people who he networks at career fairs to follow him on Snapchat, and then he can, reach out to them. I think that's neat.
Oh, that's cool.
He started
That's
his
cool.
own blab. You need to put your blab channel there, Jose, as well. He's actually so brave. He's going to get some of his candidates to join him live on the blab and give feedback as to the candidate experience.
Even declined
Ooh.
candidates. That's exciting. I'm
Very
Declined
nice.
candidates. I'm
Very
so
nice.
not that brave.
It's going to be
Very
neat, though.
nice.
I think.
Yeah. So what else did you come up with in your pre-study? We're going to shock the hell out of everybody.
Sure. There was one company, IKEA. Everybody knows IKEA.
Yeah, we love IKEA.
Well, they have a. They were looking for. Actually, let me pull this up.
oh,
on
the
my
career
screen.
instructions.
Yeah, that
YouTube
was
video.
so cool.
I love that.
They put everybody who ordered some product from IKEA. They put in a flyer.
An actual
said a
piece of
simple-
paper.
Yeah, an actual piece of paper. Put in everything that was shipped out. So when people bought a product,
Yeah.
the paper went in there, said assemble your career at IKEA. They sent it out. Bottom line, they had 4,285 qualified
really
applicants, and they hired 280 people out of that 4,200 applicants there.
And
And so they didn't spend any money
let's pray this link
beyond
works
the flyers, rather.
and it doesn't start playing. Right. I've got the link here. I can
What's
show
this?
you. The IKEA career instructions.
Oh,
Now, do not click this now, people. Click later. We're all,
we'll put that in the,
I'll
in
be
the
watching
notes.
the YouTube and not watching us. Click later. But it's really cool. But it was actually in Australia, so where they opened this new store, and it was in a really interesting location, which was a bit remote. So it worked. So they did the next store. It was very, very clever. I like that.
That is,
I like it because it's like old school. I love it when I see, so, I walked into Zalando and there's a sign right up there on the wall, right in front of everyone as they walk in, refer a techie, refer a techie. It's just like old school, makes sense. I see it in my local shops, like, why not? It still works.
I'll tell you an old school technique that someone else did too. Was more creative than old school. There was this this company called it was a PR firm or some kind of creative agency like that, and they wanted to poach some creative types from a rival agency. So they sent over pizzas to their office, and when you open up the box and see the pizza, the toppings were a QR code. So if you scan the pizza topping with the QR code, it sent them to a career page, and they got hired from that. So that
That's
was
a bit naughty, though.
naughty but creative.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like, so obviously, I mean, if I never hear the song again, it will be too soon. That awful Adele song that just makes me suicidal that everyone keeps playing over
Hello?
and over and over. don't even say it. It's like an earworm. But the people that are creating videos from it, but not doing the follow through. So I don't want to pick on them. Again, another creative agency, and they've got all of the trouble of creating this amazing piss fake of it in recruitment, and then it's a link to the most boring job post in the world, and it's such a shame. It just doesn't say email your CV here, or just like get around, call me, like just. It's like, don't take them from wow, look at this is so creative, to a dead boring list of things we require.
Well, you know what?
It's such a shame.
If you want to see an example of a cool job board that really is doing it right, I think, in terms of recruiting creative type folks.
Yeah.
There's this site called workingnotworking.com. Working, not working.
Like that idea.
The way they describe their jobs, the way the site is laid out, is all designed for niche. It's a niche job board for creatives, you know, and it's not like a cookie cutter job board that just happens to have only creative jobs there. I mean, it speaks to them. It's beautiful. It grabs you. It's awesome. 2 thumbs up. And I came across it. I was like, wow. And it's rare for me to get wild.
I'll add 2 more to that. First off, Cameron's written the Daily Express. Actually, it was the Telegraph. That if you do right-click, view page source, you'll actually see we're hiring in code with the link directly to where the developers should apply. By the way, follow through. Okay, that's the one. I know, Cameron, because I'm annoying like that. And similar to what you're talking about, Hung Lee's Workshape, which Kasha has been going on about for forever. Seriously, Hung Lee, send Kasha some pom-poms, is so good for developer recruitment. Yes, it is a job board kind of idea, but it's all anonymous. There's no way that we can hack it, no matter how much we want to. But where it's so lovely is these guys want to know what they're doing. They want to know where they're spending their time. Are they doing it on analysis? Are they doing it on debugging code? And so you actually create a shape of what the job will be, and then it matches against what the developers have said, what they would like to do in the future. And then you can go and say, well, my job's just about right for you. It's a 99% fit. Let's talk. Or it's a 78% and this bit's not right, but maybe we can change it. Or is our job unrealistic? It's really cool, right? Because they don't want to read a job description. There's 5 job vacancies per developer here in London. They want something.
What's that site called again?
Workshape.io. What Winning Impress said, not to mention. Yeah, I know. Pom-poms. He deserves pom-poms. It's really cool.
Wise man said.
It's taken me forever to look at it, and it blew me away when Hung gave me a demo. I was just like, wow. Wow. Really cutting through the noise.
Cool.
Back to video, Jim. When you were creating those videos back at Microsoft, or maybe even before, was that like really cutting edge at that time for recruitment?
I think it was from the standpoint no one else was doing it at the time. So yeah, I guess it was. For those who don't know, basically what I did was I walked around. I was on the international recruiting team at the time. Yeah. And so I had a flip camera, which also dates me there. But I had a flip camera. A flip video camera.
That was so cool. They were the coolest.
What's that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, Kasha's going, what's a flip video camera? I know.
You put on your shoulder.
Kasha, shut up, Jose. You go and look up Lilycam. That's what you want, Lilycam. Right,
and I walked around and I asked people, I said, what do you like about working here at Microsoft in 30 seconds or less? Go.
Yeah.
And they said, it's great. It's wonderful. Yeah. You know, when you look at the video, even now, you can tell they're not actors. They're actual people who work there. So I put the video together. It was too long by today's standards. It was like 10 minutes, you know. And this was back in 2008. And so I posted it on YouTube and a few other places. And whenever I would talk to candidates, I'd say, go check out this video and see what it's actually like to work there. Well, over time, what I didn't realize initially, I realized after the fact, was that when people were doing a search on Microsoft Canada Development Center, my video will pop up number 1 on Google in the search results. And it still does. If you were to do a search for working at Microsoft Canada Development Center or interviewing at Microsoft Canada Development Center, it'll pop up number 1. A video thumbnail or a link to a YouTube video will pop up on Google, Yahoo, Bing, AOL, and Ask. Right. You know, so
powerful.
That was something different then. It's still working out.
Yeah.
Very cool. Your
And
SEO isn't.
Not getting paid for it anymore, but there you go.
Yeah. You should get.
Still working for
You
it.
should get royalties.
But it's still working
That's
for it.
also one of the follow throughs, though.
no
If
royalties.
it's still going to pop up online, it's making sure. So I see it all the time that the YouTube channel isn't branded, or it's out of date, or they haven't got playlists, or they could easily have career videos or what it's like to work here videos, and just have really quick, short ones and lots of them, and keep updating it. You see them in like 2 years old.
And they can even repurpose some of their old content because, like on YouTube, you have this function called annotations where you can put in little pop-up messages on the video. So you can do things like that. Or you can say, if you like this, we've updated this video, click here inside the video and then go to another updated video. That way you're not losing any optimization love.
I do have to laugh. A blab with sources on it is just the best because the links just keep getting whacked in. You think it's hidden, but no, the link's up already. Martin's got it there.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It's like, you can run, but you cannot hide.
There you go.
I got a question, Jim, about sort of SEO as we're talking about. Do you have any recommendations for, I guess, either a recruiter or a job seeker that has a really common name to sort of get to be found?
Ooh. Try to differentiate themselves as much as possible. Maybe use the middle initial as well. Maybe is John K. Doe instead of just John Doe, which you sort of have to do anyway for reputation purposes, because when companies or recruiters, look you up online, they're going to find all kinds of information associated with your name. So you want to tell them that, I'm not that John Doe, I'm John K. Doe. I keep my clothes on. So I'm not that other guy. So I would do that, or some kind of tagline. Like one thing I used to do when I was at Google, I would try to brand myself the Google recruiter. Yeah. So whenever someone wanted to work at Google, they would find the Google recruiter would come up, which would be me, and then they would reach out to me, and I would try to get them inside the company some kind of way.
That's very cool.
So
what about the flip side when you have unusual names like we three?
It's easy.
Any advice on what not to do?
Enjoy it.
So I mean, I get the question all the time, and actually I had it in by email as well this week, which was, so how do you? I mean, I think the three of us just throw our personality out there and we don't care. But this person is saying, well, shouldn't I be being professional, not being myself? And I'm thinking, but you're yourself on the phone and yourself on email. But any thoughts? Because obviously we do. The three of us have unusual names. You Google us and we're right there. Yeah. So thoughts?
I'm a big proponent of being myself at all times. So, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So how I am now, for better or worse, is how I am at the office and how I am at sales presentations and everywhere else. So,
but do you think that affects you recruiting if you're being yourself on the internet, or do you think it actually helps you?
I think it helps me because it makes people say, okay, I've seen Jim's crazy videos. I'm seeing him on the blab. Yeah. He seems like an approachable guy. Yep. I'll go ahead and talk to him about this opportunity or about my resume, or I can reach out to him for help or something like that. And, I
was actually expecting you to be crazier than you are. I was actually a bit I seriously, Audrey, he was so normal. It's like, I so distinctly remember chatting with you at SourceCon and just being like, it's just actually quite quiet. I was expecting this level of energy the whole time.
Well, remember, it is early in the morning, too.
No, this was what, late morning, wasn't it? We'd had coffee by that point.
Was this in
Dallas?
Yeah.
It was very fun. It was pretty late morning, I think. We'd had coffee. Anyway, it's quite funny. I can't believe we're out of time already.
Oh man,
are we?
We are.
Oh, just getting started. It has so much more to share.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Okay, all right. We'll run over 5 minutes. But the most important question of important questions, right? Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
From Karen. Do you have your shoes on?
Let's see.
I'm gonna
Come on, put your foot up.
Yep.
Actually, put my foot
up.
I
can do that. My chair.
I'll do better.
No.
Here you go, Karen. Every time, Karen. Every time. For those who don't know, when I one thing that I do when I'm speaking at a conference or somewhere, I always get nervous. Doesn't matter if it's 2 people or 200. It doesn't matter. So one thing I do to sort of center myself and become calm is that I take off my shoes and I walk around.
Yeah.
Unless those rare occasions where I don't have on good socks. maybe then those days, I'll keep my shoes on.
I thought I had shoes black, but one was navy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so in your last 4 minutes, what else have you got to share with us?
Oh, 4 minutes. Okay, I'll do a rapid fire. I'll do a rapid fire.
So ignoring LinkedIn.
There was a company in Canada looking for people to assist with fundraising.
Yep.
So they printed up some fake Canadian dollars and they dropped them at different places where people were raising money.
Yeah.
And so people looked down, saw the dollar, they picked it up. On the back side, it says, "Oh, you're good at spotting money. Would you like to work for us?"
Oh, wow. Fundraising. I love that.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Because it's like old school. It's actually out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Another cool thing too, a company called Red 5 Studios. They were trying to recruit some online gamers.
Yep.
And they were a small outfit and it's really hard to get the attention of the people they want. So they made a wish list of the 100 best programmers they could find online, hoping that they could recruit them.
Yeah.
They bought 100 iPods.
Yeah.
They inscribed the names of each person on the iPod and sent it to each one. The person was so impressed that they made, I think, 8 hires. How many hires they made? Yeah. They made 8 hires. Five hires out of that.
Yeah.
And they also received 10 times the amount of traffic to their career site when word got out that they were giving away iPod shuffles when iPod shuffles were all the rage.
I mean, I think with some of these really hard to source roles, you should be going above and beyond. You see that they've got a particular interest, like kayaking, send them a paddle. Just do something. Why not? Like, why the hell not?
Check out what this one school did. They were trying. It's called BTH. They were trying to recruit new students to their technical institutions. So they sent out to their prospects a bag with a cell phone that was disassembled. Yeah. So when you once you put the phone together, you automatically got a text message that says, "Wow, you're pretty technical. You should come to our school."
That was
pretty cool.
Nope.
Not after the headset issue. No.
Nope.
Let's see.
I can't go till 11. Sorry, Audra.
That's okay.
I can go to 5 too, but then I've got to bolt, like literally bolt.
I'll do one more. This will be the last one. Okay. Have you ever tried to recruit or are you sourcing an SEO person? Anybody involved in SEO?
Client has. Yeah.
Okay. Then one thing you may want to do is in the robots.txt file, put in there, "Hey, we're hiring," because only people who are interested in SEO will find a robots.txt file, and in that file, and then in that text file, "Hey, we're hiring." Yeah. Now I'm going to.
What's Martin doing down here? Doing a little bit of self-promotion down here about his LinkedIn group. One. Why would anybody want to join a LinkedIn group? Could you make it a Facebook group, please? Seriously. There's like 1 billion people a day on Facebook. I already remember. So there was a question. Some great Google extensions to share for sourcing. The usual ones.
Google Chrome extension. There is one that I absolutely adore called Hello Crystal. Oh, Crystal Knows.
No.
Crystal Knows. You don't like Crystal Knows? Are you guys scared?
It tells people to go, "Hey, Katrina." I can guarantee you send me a "Hey, Katrina," and I've never spoken to you. Delete. I don't even read past "Hey." Don't hey me.
Oh, I got constantly to the boo too.
I don't. Okay, to be honest, it actually describes me perfectly, but it doesn't take into the fact that I'm not young. So I think you actually need to look at it and go, "Okay, yeah, that is her personality, but look at the way she writes stuff. She's actually a little bit on the formal, even though I'm quite informal. But once you know me, you can hey me, but not your initial candidate outreach." So that's my thing. Actually, my favorite Chrome extension is Extensity, so you can turn on and off all your Chrome extensions.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it.
In that regard, you might like One Tab.
Yeah.
That's one that I use every day.
I don't have a tab issue.
Oh, I do.
No,
I use One Tab every day. Okay, so this is how I use One Tab for those who never heard of it. I'll have at any given time 50 tabs open.
Oh, no.
At any given time,
no.
it seems like. So what I will do is I'll click the one tab button on my Google Chrome, and it'll consolidate all of those tabs into one tab and give you a list of everything you had open. And then I can save it as a web page and just go back to it later.
Okay.
Helps me stay organized. Love one tab.
Open tabs freaks me out. Okay, I don't like Profit because most of the time the information is out of date. I prefer Connectifier. Mentioning the APP Charlie, haven't heard of it. That's from Karen. Martin Lee, Lead IQ, which captures profiles and puts them into a spreadsheet. I'd rather capture it and put it into Hello Talent or just clip it.
Give me the link to Lead IQ. I'll check that one out.
No, I haven't heard of that one either.
But I don't need somebody bought Lead IQ, didn't they? Did somebody buy Lead IQ, Martin?
No.
We're hoping not outing somebody. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't.
Maybe. But I like things like Hello Talent and just clip it, like particularly Hello Talent, where you can share it with all of the profiles tagged in, and you can share it with a colleague and go, what do you think? So I prefer that to just ripping it off to a spreadsheet. But that's because he's an uber geeky sourcer and I'm not. Martin's gone quiet. Yes, we love Hello Talent. Hello, Jim, if you're watching the replay. Talent. We love them. I love Just Clip It too. I better be bored across the board, hadn't I? Some people like Archively. There you go. I've named 3. I don't feel so bad. I'm meant to be vendor neutral. Oh, Karen uses Profit. Oh, no. So I liked Datanizer, but it costs money. An email hunter now costs money when you can just do a quick Google search to get an email address. So you could use the phone. Just a thought. I know it's a generational thing because one dials in via accounts and asks for Audra and gets through to Audra and goes, hello, want a job? Maybe not.
How many people use phone? Do you teach phone sourcing in your training as well?
Me? No. I'm all about... So to me, I teach all of the stuff about finding people, but it's like, this is not about finding people. This is about building a picture. So I know that there's Jim over here who's got his, I mean, seriously, what is that job title? I'm Senior Director of Recruitment Strategies and Support. But I can also see over here this personal piece of information that makes me rearrange the order in which I would deliver, the benefits of the company. So like for me, that's like, you know, here's Katrina looking professional over here, but she's actually a dog owner and she's an Aussie Brit. So perhaps I'll tell her about the bring dog to work policy to capture her attention. Or I'd start with, so in Zalando, for example, there was someone who'd recently been to Berlin, and you could see that in the Flickr photos, but was from Helsinki. So it's like, oh, hey, I see you've been to Berlin from your Flickr photos. Did you love it? Would you like to relocate? Like getting their attention. But I'm all about, except if it's developers, everyone else pick the phone up, pick the phone up, pick the phone up. But I don't teach that. I don't think you should need to be taught that. I think they should know how to use a telephone.
Interesting. I like the technique. You know, I know back in the day, you can go through Flickr and see who just graduated from a certain school, and then you can email them and say, "Hey, congratulations on your new degree in computer science from Tufts or whatever." Yeah, you know, and then that could be a way to into a conversation. That technique works too.
Kasia just answered that beautifully. It's basically, I think the reason why phone sourcing isn't that popular is because it requires more confidence than spamming people with stupid approaches. Yep. So it seems safer to newbies.
I like KB.
I can't understand if you are ringing someone about a job, what the big deal is. When I was a recruitment agent, I was trying to ring HR to get an opportunity. That was intimidating. Ringing a person about a job, how exciting! Oh my God, Jim, look at this job. Are you interested? I'm ringing a chickie from inside the company. My God, we want you. Where's the problem with that?
It's good to feel wanted.
Yeah, we always want you. On that note, it's probably the perfect time to finish this because unfortunately I have to go. People need to watch this replay on Blab to see the side channel because it's just too good. Thank you all of you for all of your answers and questions and comments, and I need to go through that slowly myself. Jim, thank you so much for being with us as well, which has been awesome.
And everyone buy his books.
Who's next week? I've forgotten.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you. On behalf of my on behalf of my mortgage company and diverse credit institutions, thank you for buying my book.
It was honestly really good.
I would just like to say I'm looking forward to my free copy. You can give it to me in Singapore.
No.
Sign.
So she
will
has to
do
pay
that.
to play.
I'll get out of town. I'll buy him a beer. Buy him a beer. It's probably more. So next week actually is Audra organised next week, didn't you, Madeline? So excited. Twitter, stop monumentally screwing it up, people. So Madeline will be talking about
How to Twitter smarter, teaching recruiters Twitter marketing. She's fantastic. Madeline Scalar.
Yeah.
And let's see, it's January 22nd at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. your time.
We're still doing the same time, aren't we? I'll be tuning in from New York, so let's pray for good Wi-Fi
Yeah,
as well. Woohoo.
it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be on the same time zone. That'll be even more exciting.
Good point.
For a change instead of like, right. Thanks again, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. It was so nice to meet you.
See you soon.
Thank you so much for having me here. And one last shout out to Kasha and Martin and Karen and all my other friends out there.
Yep, and there's lots of them. Woo, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Happy sourcing.